Hi guys. So in continuation with the previous lecture, so in the previous lecture we discussed the concept of trains crossing each other, trains crossing a stationary object, or trains crossing any moving person or any moving object, and similar cases. And we discussed in detail ki what does it mean. First of all, what it means to for a train to cross something. So that we discussed. Now in this lecture, we will solve some questions gradually increasing the difficulty level. We'll solve some questions based on the concepts that we discussed in the last previous lecture. And starting with this, let's go to the question number one. So it says uh, a train 250 meters long is traveling at a speed of 90 kilometers per hour. How many seconds will it take to pass a stationary signal post? So again, this is the first falls into the first category that we discussed earlier in the previous lecture. So this is, let's say this is the train, the engine, the last bogie. The length of this train is 250 meters and it is traveling at a speed of 90 kilometers per hour. Okay, and there is the signal post. So this is the track on which it is running, and on one side of the track, this signal post. Let's say this is the signal post. Okay, now we need to find out when does this train cross this signal post? How much time does it take for the train to cross it? So again, since it's a stationary object, in order to cross, it means that the train has to reach a position where it is something like this. It has to reach in this position. Now, to reach in this position, this engine has to travel at this distance, and this is what the length of the train is again 250 meters. So here the time taken to cross is equals to 250 meters by the speed of train. The speed of train is let's say s, which is 90 kilometers. So 90 kilometers, since it is in meters, so I want the speed to be in meter per second only. So 90 into convert it kilometer per hour into meter per second, we multiply by 5 by 18. So this comes out to be 25 meter per second. And we put the value here, 250 meter by 25 meter per second, and we get 10 seconds. So in 10 seconds, the train will cross this signal post. Okay, pretty simple. Tell you. Moving on to the next question. Again, I am repeating it again and again. I've repeated in previous lectures also. For each question that I'm taking up, pause the video, try to solve the question on your own, and then look for the solution. Okay, Chali, let's solve this question. So it says two trains, 120 meter and 180 meter long, are moving towards each other at a speeds of 45 kilometer per hour and 55 kilometer per hour. Okay, how long will it take? Will it take for them to completely cross each other? Okay, so two trains crossing each other. Let's say this is one train one, so its length is L1, which is equals to, let's say, 120 meters, and speed is 45 kilometers per hour. Okay. And there's another train, they're moving opposite to each other. Okay, moving towards each other. So this is moving this side, and the other train will be moving this side. So it could be this train could be anywhere, but our question starts when the engines of both the trains are in line. So this is the line. The other train is this one. Sorry, pardon for this drawing. Okay, ठीक है. This is train 2, L2, which is 180 meters, traveling at speed s2, which is 55 kilometer per hour. Okay. Now, when they have crossed each other, they would be in a position like this. E2 here and E1 here. This is D2, bogie and last bogie. And so from this position, they have to reach in this position. Okay. Now, in this position, what is the distance? What we will do? Again, we will use the concept of relative speed. So here we'll ask, we'll tell the train to stop, that you stop. Okay, you don't move. Let B1 do the moving and let it cross. So you just stay stationary. And since they are both the trains are moving in opposite directions, their relative speeds will add. So relative speed will be the addition of the two speeds. So if I say S relative speed of train one with respect to train two will be the sum of their speeds, because it is in opposite direction. Both are in opposite direction. So 45 plus 55. And since this we are using the concept of relative speed, so this train to which we have asked to stop behaves like a platform. So this question automatically transforms into the case of a train crossing a stationary platform. So what will be the case? What how do we find out the time to cross? The time can be found out in this way. The this train even will first travel the length of this train E2 train 2 and reach here. So it will traverse the length of the entire length of train 2, and then from here the engine will travel its own length to reach this end, and so that the last bogie is in line with this with the last bogie of train 2. Basically, this situation. So the time would be L1 plus L2 upon S1 plus S2, and the lengths are I will not convert them into I will not convert the speed into meter per second because of the calculation, because this is coming out to be 300 meters. So 120 plus 180. So the reason why it is special is the sum is 300, and in the denominator, which is the sum of the speeds, it is 100 kilometer per hour. So it's better to make the calculation easy. I'm just keeping it in that way. So I'll convert this into kilometers. So this is in meters, so I'll put 1000 below, and sum is 100 kilometer per hour, so I'll put 100 over here. So this becomes 300 by 1000 into 100. So this is in hours. Since everything we took in kilometer above and kilometer per hour below, so this will be in hours. So it will take 3 hours, 3 by 1000 hours. Now this is 3 by 1000 hours. Obviously, the answer is correct, but it's better if we can express it in seconds. So 1 hour is equal to 3600 seconds. So in seconds, it will be 3 by 1000 into 3600. So cancelling the zeros, we get 108 by 10, or 10.8 seconds. So this will be the time taken for the trains to cross each other when they are traveling in the opposite direction. ठीक है, चलिए, moving on. Okay. So this question says two trains, 200-meter and 150-meter long, are running on parallel tracks. If they move at 40 km per hour and 50 km per hour in the same direction, how long will they take? How long will the faster train take to overtake the slower one? Okay. So overtake also means crossing each other, crossing, completely crossing. Okay. So the situation would be something like this. This is the faster train. This is train 250 kilometer per hour, and its length is 150 meters. And this is train 1 traveling at 40 kilometer per hour, and its length is 200 meters. So this is the engine. This is the last. Okay. Now, a lot of the students might get confused, sir. Overtake in general sense, which means कि we are coming uh, at the same length. We were coming in line. When generally we observe this overtaking while we are and connected with the case where when we are traveling on road and we overtake a train or a bike. So overtake is another way of crossing it over. Actually, we cross the person. That's when we say that we have overtaken it. Okay. It doesn't mean ki the engine is in line with this engine. So that's so we cannot find because you don't know the initial position of train. So essentially, if you are think of this train to come in line with the engine of this train, the train one, then so you don't know the you need to have the initial position कि कहाँ पे है train. तो वो नहीं बता सकते. You cannot tell that because it's not given. It won't be given. So overtake means just that crossing. Okay. So uh, be clear with that. And obviously, this train will cross it because it's the faster train. Slower train, अगर उल्टा होता, if this train had been traveling at 40 kilometer per hour and this train at 50, it would have never crossed. Okay. So in this case, what will happen? Again, the concept of relative speed, since the trains are traveling in the same direction, the relative speed of two with respect to one will be the difference between the two speeds, their speeds, 50 minus 40 kilometer per hour. So this becomes 10 kilometer per hour. At this speed, this is the relative speed. Now, what will we do? In this case, what happens? We'll ask this train, let's say train one, to stop, and let train two do all the moving. So we'll say you stop train one, let train two do the moving. And since it's stationary, it behaves like a platform, just like we did in the previous question. Okay, becomes like a behaves like a platform, and the question transforms into that train two is traveling at this speed and this length and is crossing this stationary platform of length 200 meters and is traveling at, sorry, I told 50 kilometer per hour, so it won't be 50 kilometer per hour. So the train two is traveling at 10 kilometer per hour. Okay, and we have to find out the time it will take to cross this platform. That is the question now that it becomes after the application of relative speed. So time to cross is equals to, it will be the length of both the trains, which is L1 plus L2 upon S uh, S2 minus S1. So length, sum of the length is what? 350. Again, I'll use it. I will not convert the speed into meter per second. Instead, I'll use this data, the simplicity, this 350, and convert it into kilometers. So 350 by 1000. So I've converted this into kilometers, and S2 minus S1, which is 10 kilometer per hour. 10. So this becomes 0.35 hour. So, or I can also make it better. 35 by 1000 into 3600. Or let's say, is it possible? Instead of seconds, instead of Let me just try and convert it into minutes, if that's possible. Of course, that's possible. But let's see what kind of number it forms. So this will be 210 by 100. So this will be 2.1 minutes. You can convert it into seconds also. So this will be 2.1 into 60 seconds. So this will be 126 seconds. Okay. So let's move to the next question. Now the question says a train 300-meter long passes a person walking at 6 kilometers per hour in the same direction in 20 seconds. What is the speed of the train in kilometer per hour? Okay. So this is the question like that we discussed. We have discussed this case. Let this be the train. This is 300 meters. Let this travel at s uh, meter per second. Okay. And let the man is over here. So since both of them are moving in the same direction, so relative speed of train with respect to man will be the difference of the speeds, s minus 6. I'm converting into meter per second, so 6 into kilometer per hour, so that will be 5 by 80, which is s minus 5 by 3. This is entirely in meter per second. Okay. Now, in this case, to cross, if we when we use this relative speed, so it becomes clear that we have asked this man to stop and let train do all the moving. So it becomes it transforms into the first case where the train has to cross an electric pole or any stationary object. So in that case, what we used to do is to find out the time of crossing, we just have to divide the length of the train by the speed at which it is traveling, because it has to cover the entire length only to cross the person. So L by S minus 5 by 3 is the relative speed at which the train is traveling. So L is 300 meter and S, so we have to find out minus 5 by 3. And this time is given to us. This is 20 seconds. So this becomes S. I'm taking this over here. S minus 5 by 3 into 20 is equals to 300. So I'm taking this 20 here. Here it is in multiplication. It will go here in the denominator. So this will become S minus 5 by 3 equals to 300 by 20 equals to 50. And from here S comes out to be 15. Here it is in subtraction, and with minus sign, we go to the other side and become plus. So this will become 50 by 3, 50 by 3 meter per second. Now this is the speed of the train in meter per second, but we want the answer in kilometer per hour. So how do we get that? We multiply this with 5 by 18, or wait, uh, 18 by 5, sorry, I mistake, equals to 50 by 3 into 18 by 5. This will be in kilometer per hour. So this we get 10, 6. This comes out to be 60 kilometer per hour. Okay, ठीक है. Moving on to the next question. This question says there are two trains of the same length and they cross a stationary pole at 12 seconds and 15 seconds respectively. Now the question says कि if they move in the opposite direction, what will be the time taken for them to cross each other? So it's fine. So for individual case of each train crossing the crossing a stationary pole, the time is given. So let the length of the trains be L meter. Okay. So for train one, and let me just say, let's put train two here. Let the speeds be S1 and S2. Okay. So time taken by this train, let this be 12 seconds and this be 15 seconds. Now for this train to cross the pole, I will again draw it. So for this time crossing is what? T cross for both the cases in this when the stationary pole is there. So for station of this, that when train crosses it, the time for crossing is given by length of the train by the speed of the train. So in this case, it will be uh, L by 12 is equals to L by S1, and in this case, it will be 15 is equals to L by S2. So S1 comes out to be L by 12, and S2 comes out to be L by 15. Okay. And the further it says ki what if they are traveling in opposite direction, if they move in opposite direction, how long will they take to cross each other? Okay. So trains crossing each other and traveling in opposite directions. The question will be like this. So again, since they are traveling in opposite direction, the relative speeds will be the addition of both the speeds. So T crossing will be sum of the both the lengths of the trains. So L plus L upon at what rate? The rate would be the speed, which is the relative speed, which will be sum of both the speeds because they are moving in opposite direction or they are moving towards each other. So S1 plus S2. Now here this becomes 2L, and I'm putting the value of S1 from here and S2 from here. So this becomes L by 12 plus L by 15. And this comes out to be, I think it's here. So 2L upon, I'm taking the LCM of 12 and 15. So LCM would be uh, 60. So we have to make the denominator 60 in order to add them. So the LCM is helps you give the common denominator. To make this 60, I have to multiply by 5 up and down both, and to make this 60, I have to multiply it by 4 and in denominator and then numerator. So we'll get 5L plus 4L. This becomes 2L upon 9L by 60. And here it comes out to be 2L. This will get inverse and it will become 60 by 9L. And LL cancel. We get 120 by 9. So 3 40s are 3 3s are. So 40 by 3 seconds. Yeah, because this is what we have to find. So 40 by 3 seconds is the time the trains will take to cross each other. Okay. Chaliए, let's move to the next question. Uh, this is a this will require some different perspective. This question is quite at first look it will confuse a lot of people. Okay, that's the beauty of this question. But then थोड़ा सा confuse होने के बाद में if you think uh, clearly, the question is asking something else, and we will be thinking something else. So it says Arun is sitting in train A, 150 meters long, and it is moving at a speed of 72 km per hour. So 72 km per hour is nothing but converting it into meter per second. 72 into 5 by 18. This comes out to be 20 meter per second. Okay. And there is another train B, which is 200 meters long and passes him in the opposite direction in 8 seconds. And now what they want is the speed of train B. After reading the questions, a lot of the students would think, sir, how can we find it? Because we don't know at what position is Arun sitting. He might be sitting in middle coach, last coach, first coach, or could be sitting in the engine also. Probably he's the driver. How do we know? But the thing is, in this case, the length of this train A is not required. Okay, this is an extra information given to you just to confuse you. So let me just draw it. So let's say this is train A, and probably in this coach Arun is sitting. Okay, this is the coach in which Arun is sitting. This is the engine. Okay, and this is another this train B, which is moving in opposite direction. This is train B, and this 200-meter long. Now the question is saying this train crosses Arun in 8 seconds. So this, if you if you observe carefully, this becomes it's not asking the time it takes to cross the train. It is asking the time this train B takes to cross Arun, only this person. So essentially, it becomes the transforms into question into the case where we discuss uh, a train crossing a moving person, and the person and the specifically the case where the person is moving in opposite direction to the train, or simply put, when they're moving towards each other. So the length of the train does not even matter. I hope this is clear. So all we need to do is just find out the speed of speed of Arun. So that is given. Arun will be traveling in the same speed at which the train A is moving, which is 20 meter per second. Okay. So the time taken for this for train B to cross Arun can be found out by using that the concept that we used over there, applying the relative speed concept. We'll ask Arun to stop and let train B do all the moving. So in that case, the time to cross is given by uh, the length of the train B, which is the moving train, upon the relative speed. What is the relative speed in this case? Let the speed of this train be s. So relative speed, since they are moving in the moving towards each other or in opposite direction, the speed will add. So here the speed will be s plus 20, and this time is given to us, which is 8 seconds. So if you put the values, you'll get length of train B is 200 meters. 200 meters, s plus 20 is, we have to find out the s. This is equals to 8. This becomes s plus 20 into 8 is equals to 200. This 8 goes down here in the denominator. S plus 20 is equals to 200 by 8. This is 25. S is equals to 25 minus 20. This becomes 5. This comes out to be 5 meter per second. And this, if you convert it into this, wait a minute. I hope I'm not doing any mistake. Yeah, I think that's okay. So 5 meter per second is the speed of the train, of train B. And in the meter per second, so in kilometer per hour, it will be 5 into 18 by 5. So this will become 18 kilometer per hour. Okay, ठीक है, चलिए, moving forward, we go to the next question. This says there are two trains which run on parallel tracks. The faster train, which is 180 meters long, crosses a lamp post in 9 seconds, and it takes 15 seconds for it to cross another train, which is running 10 kilometer per hour slower and moving in the opposite direction. Find the length of the slower train. Fine. So let's just focus first over here, this part. We don't know जो फास्टर ट्रेन है उसकी स्पीड हमें पता नहीं, तो वो स्पीड इस इंफॉर्मेशन से पता चले. So how do we find it? Since the train is crossing the lamp post, which is stationary, in 9 seconds, and the length of the train is also given, we can use the concept and apply the formula. So this becomes the length of train, the faster train, which is 180 meters, upon the speed at which it travels, let it be s. The time taken for it to cross, t cross. We just write the formula so that recall अच्छा रहे. 180, and speed, so we have to find this time is given to us. This is given. This is 9 seconds. So speed comes out to be 20 meter per second. Okay, of the faster train. 20 meter per second is the speed. Okay, we don't have to convert it into kilometer per hour and then subtract. We can directly do. So आप यहाँ से भी कर सकते हो. So what you can do is कि if you don't want to convert this, यहाँ पे क्या है कि the speed is given, difference between the speeds is given as 10 kilometer per hour. So you can convert this difference into meter per second. So what you have to do is, uh, I think 5 by 18. So you just have to multiply by 5 by 18. So this will be 10 into 5 by 18. So this will become 2 5s are 2 9s are. So this becomes 25 by 9 meter per second. So this is the difference between the two speeds. Okay. Okay. Now it takes 15 seconds to cross the second train. Okay. Now let's draw this equation. Now let this be the faster train. And this be the slower train. So the speed of the slow train we need to we know the speed, we can find out. We need to find the length. So let the length be L2, for example. But, I mean, because you for L2 or whatever. Speed of this train that we can find out S2. How we know the difference between the speeds. So 20 minus 25 by 9. is the value of S2. So in meter per second. So obviously, so this will come out to be 180 minus 25 by 9. It will come out to be 155 by 9 meter per second. Okay. Now, since both the trains are moving in opposite direction or moving towards each other, so the relative speed of one with respect to two will be the addition of the speeds. So S1 with respect to 2, or the relative speed of faster train with respect to the slower train, is the addition of the speeds, which is 20 plus 155 by 9 meter per second. And the time to cross is 15 seconds. This time to cross is given by L1 plus L2 upon S1 plus S2. So this is 15. This becomes L1. So one of the lengths, so we know what is the length, 180 meter long. Okay, that's given. And this sum is given to us. Uh, we can find, I mean, the values are known to us. So this will be 20 plus 155 by 9. This is equals to 15. I'll directly take this to there, and that's easier. So I've taken the LCM. So यहाँ पे denominator 1 है, so LCM will be 9. In order to make the denominator 9, I have to multiply the numerator and denominator of this fraction by 9. So that is what I have done over here. And this comes out to be 15 by 9 into 180 plus 315. So 180 plus 150 is 330. So this will be 335. So reducing it, 3 threes are 3 fives are. This comes out to be 35, 1500 plus 35 into 5. This is uh, 175 plus 1500. So 1675 by 3. And we have 180 plus L2 is equals to 1675 by 3. So L2 comes out to be 1675 by 3 minus 180. This comes 1675 minus 540. I'm sorry, by 3. So L2 is equals to 1135 by 3. So this is 370, would be 378 1 by 3 meters, or 370, sorry, 378.33. This calculation you can do it, verify also, it is the same. Okay, basically the concept should be clear. Okay, so we have discussed this crossing of trains when they are in opposite direction also. So all these questions are to help you gradually apply the concepts and move towards a higher level. So we will discuss the cat level cat PYQs also, obviously in the latest lectures. But for that, you need to be able to understand these concepts and apply them. So the learning will be gradual. And that's all. That's only what works. Okay, moving on to the next question. Okay, so here, train A is traveling at 80 km per hour. Train B 400 meters long and traveling at 60 km per hour in the same direction. Train A takes 120 seconds to completely overtake train B. What is the length of this? So basically, what is it is saying is train. There are two trains. Train A. This is train A, and there's another train B. Train B is 400 meters long. This length we don't know. Train A length we don't know. Let it be L. Speed दे रखा है. Speed is 80 kilometer per hour. Here the speed is 60 kilometer per hour. So obviously, okay. So diagram में गड़बड़ हो गया. Anyways, I don't need have to change it. Let this be the engine. The last bogie. The trains are moving in this direction. Okay, maybe this direction move करें. Obviously, train B A will overtake train B because it is train A is faster. And we need to find the length of train A. ठीक है. So since they are moving in the same direction, so relative speed of A with respect to B will be subtraction of both the speeds 80 minus 60. So this will be 20 kilometer per hour. This can be written as 1005 by 18. So again, so let's do it in meter per second only. So this will be 20 into 5 by 18, which is 100 by 80. I am not cancelling it because वो भी थोड़ा cancel हो ही जाएगा. Train length is also there. But anyways, we can cancel it. So let's reduce it to 50 by 9 meter per second. Sorry, that will be 50 by 9 meter per second. Okay. So in this case, when the trains are moving there are two trains that they are moving in the same direction. The time to cross is given by L1 plus L2 upon the relative speed. That would be S1 minus S2. So in this case, in our case, the length of the trains, which we have to find for one train, so that can be written as 400 plus L. The relative speed we know, 50 by 9, and this time is given to us, which is 120 seconds. So solving it, 400 plus L, this goes there. It is in denominator, it will go there, multiply. 340, 3 3 so this becomes 2000 by 3. 2000 by 3. So L 400 over here is in addition, it will go to the other side and go into subtraction. So L comes out to be 2000 by 3 minus 4000. It is 800 by 3 meters. The length of train A comes out to be 800 by 3 meters. So roughly it's 266 266.67 meters. ठीक है, चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. So this question says two trains move in opposite direction. The front of train A crosses the rear of train B in 20 seconds after their front ends first met. This will be a bit confusing, but bear with me. We'll break it down into small parts, and then step by step we'll understand the question, solve it. It takes around 30 seconds for the rear ends to complete finally cross each other. Determine the ratio of length of train A to train B. So first of all, इससे समझते हैं कि इसका मीनिंग क्या है. It takes another 30 seconds for the rear ends to finally cross each other. So whenever we discuss about two trains crossing each other, what do we discuss? जब उनका एंड बोगी और दोनों का एंड बोगी एक लाइन में आ जाए, तो स्टार्टिंग तो हम ऐसे मानते हैं कि लेट्स से दिस इज ट्रेन द सॉरी फॉर द फिगर, दिस इज द ट्रेन, दिस आर द ट्रेन ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन में है. तो हम मानते हैं कि स्टार्टिंग पोजीशन फॉर आवर क्वेश्चन वुड बी लाइक दिस: इंजन वन, इंजन टू, एंड एंड पोजीशन वुड बी समथिंग कि E1 यहाँ आ गया है, एंड दिस इज द एंड पोजीशन, and this is the end position of other train. So these are the rear ends are in line. So बोल रहा है कि this is the from this middle situation, ये जो भी सिचुएशन बोल रहा है वहां से 30 सेकंड एक्स्ट्रा लगता है टू अराइव एट दिस पोजीशन विच इज कंप्लीट क्रॉसिंग. ठीक है, अब इस फर्स्ट पार्ट को समझते हैं, इस पार्ट को. ठीक है, लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड दिस. So it says the front of train A crosses the rear end of train B 20 seconds after their front ends first met. So front ends first met मतलब कि ये situation, this is the situation, and from here it moves to a situation where uh, the front of train A crosses the rear of train B. So let this one be A and this be B. So the situation is something like this. This is train B. This train. So this is the situation that it is talking. So from this situation to this situation, it takes 20 seconds. And from here to here, it takes another 30 seconds. I hope this part is clear. What is happening in this situation. How we'll solve it, we'll see. But understanding of the question and scenario should be clear. ठीक है, तो इसलिए the what question is done is कि when we analyze the situation, जो मैंने previous lecture में किया था, हमने उसको ऐसे तोड़ तोड़ के ही किया था. तो उसने एक इंटरमीडिएट स्टेप को विच वाज इन अंडरस्टैंडिंग, उसने उसी को एक क्वेश्चन में बना दिया, लेके आ गया, वो क्वेश्चन का एक पार्ट बना दिया. ठीक है, नाउ लेट्स से द लेंथ ऑफ द ट्रेन ए इज LA and this is LB. Okay, and their speeds are let's say SA and SB. Okay, तो अब ये देखिए कि विल यूज द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ रिलेटिव स्पीड. ठीक है, तो रिलेटिव स्पीड ऑफ ए विद रिस्पेक्ट टू बी वुड बी SA माइनस SB. ठीक है। इस सिचुएशन में क्या होगा, व्हाट विल हैपन इन दिस सिचुएशन? Train, I will ask the train B to stop and let train A do the all the moving. So it will behave, the train B will behave like a stationary platform, which will be crossed by train A. तो अभी इस पोजीशन में आने के लिए ट्रेन ए ने कितना डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल किया है? ट्रेन ए यहाँ से इस ये यहाँ पे आया, मतलब ट्रेन बी का लेंथ, इट हैज कवर्ड द एंटायर लेंथ ऑफ ट्रेन बी, फॉर दैट इट टुक 30 seconds. Okay, so I can write this as 30 is equals to length of train B by this S A minus, sorry, S plus होगा ये, rate of speed would be plus because they are moving in the opposite direction. My mistake. थोड़ा कंफ्यूज हो गए होंगे बाकी लोग जो देख रहे हैं. दिस इज एडिशन, दे आर मूविंग ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन, दैट्स व्हाई एस ए प्लस एस बी. ठीक है. नाउ व्हेन दे कंप्लीटली क्रॉस ईच अदर, वो यहाँ से, सॉरी दिस इज 20 seconds, माय मिस्टेक, दिस नॉट इट. It takes further 30 seconds to completely cross each other. So total crossing में 50 seconds लग गया, 20 plus 30. So we have two relations. So complete crossing में क्या आ जाएगा? They will have to cross the total length of both the trains. The train A will have to cross the both the lengths LA plus LB upon SA plus SB. I have changed the subscript from capital B to small b. It's the same thing. So bear with me. Now I have two relations. So what I can do is I can substitute the value of this SA plus SB from either of the equation and put it in the other the other equation. So I'll take it from here and put it over here. So from here I get SA plus SB is equals to, this goes here and this goes here in the denominator. That comes out to be LA plus LB by 50. And I substitute this value in this equation. So it becomes, or what I can also do is I can calculate this value of SA plus SB from this equation also. From this equation, what I get is SA plus SB is equals to LB by 20. Now I will equate them because these two things are same. Equate them. So what I'll get is LA plus LB by 50 is equals to LB by 20. Cancelling this out. This becomes LA by 5 is equals to LB by 2 minus LB by 5. So this becomes 5 LB minus 2 LB by 10. So finally we have LA by 5 is equals to 3 LB by 10. This implies LA by LB is equals to 5 into 3 by 10 is 3 by 2. The ratio of the length is 3 by 2. ठीक है जी. I hope this is clear. Now moving on to the next question. Okay. This says the two trains leave station X and Y at the same time towards each other. After meeting, the first train takes 16 hours to reach Y and the other takes 25 hours to reach X. Find that if the first train travels at 50 km/h, the speed of the second train and the total distance between X and Y. Okay, this question I think we have done. Anyways, let's keep this as homework for you guys. इसको ट्राई कीजिएगा आप खुद सॉल्व करने का. इसमें ट्रेन की लेंथ को इग्नोर करना होगा. दिस इज नॉट पर्टिकुलरली फॉर दिस ट्रेन, दिस कॉन्सेप्ट ट्रेन वाला जो हमने डिस्कस किया उसका नहीं है. दिस इज मोर ऑफ अ रिलेटिव स्पीड का जो प्रीवियस लेक्चर्स थे उनका उसका क्वेश्चन है, तो यहाँ पे भी आ गया। एंड सिमिलर क्वेश्चन वी हैव सॉल्व्ड एंड वी also did derivation also of this. So you can just go back and have a look at the video again. Try solving this question again. Try solving this question here. You'll get it. You can directly apply the concept also. So this is your homework. Try it on your own. I'll discuss it in future lectures, or I'll share the solution also. Okay. So moving to the next question. Okay, this is also mostly of the relative speed का question. रिलेटिव स्पीड का क्वेश्चन है, दिस नॉट ऑफ ट्रेन्स वाला, इसमें भी ट्रेन की लेंथ को इग्नोर करना होगा. So why don't you just try this question also as the homework? Take this question as also as homework and try solving it. I'll share the solution of the same, and probably I'll discuss this question again in a couple of lectures. I'll mark this also. In the meantime, try solving it. Okay. So for now, let's wrap it up over here till here. I hope you were able to solve the questions and more importantly understand the approach. Okay. Again, just go back and revise the concept and try solving the questions on your own again. And I hope to see you soon again in the next lecture. See you.